Hey guys, it's me. I guess this is the review for Yakuza Dead, the epicness of Yakuza Dead Souls. So stupid. But I guess this is the review for Yakuza Dead Souls. I just beat it like what, 10, 20 minutes ago? Because I was talking to a friend. But let's see. Before we get this started, I guess it does have similarities to the other like the main Yakuza games, like 1, 2, 3, and 4. But it really doesn't play anything like it at all. Because you basically just go around shooting zombies the whole game. Like, that's basically the whole game. So it's really nothing like. It has some similarities, but, like, if you want to fight man on man, like one-on-one, or just fight with your fists, like you do in Yakuza 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, you can't. I mean, you can a little bit in the last chapter, but that's it. But, okay, well, I guess we'll get this started. Let's see, how should I start this? I guess I'll do the story, as usual. Basically, Yakuza Dead Souls is a side game to the apart from the main series. So, like, let's say a main character dies in this game, it's not gonna have any effect in the main story, because this is just basically a side game, just for fun. I also heard that this game was basically a prototype for Biomary Domain, the Yakuza team that made that. So yeah, but you can tell that they put all their heart and soul into it too, because it's not just a crappy Yakuza game. It's still a very, very good Yakuza game. Just not as good as Yakuza 1, 2, and 3 and 4. Mainly because I just miss fighting with with your hands, and the epic boss fights with all the quick time events. But okay, the story is about this zombie virus, basically outbreaks in Akumi, whatever the place is called, and you basically have to find out why with these 4 characters that you play with. First, you play as that Shin Ackerman guy from Sky Finance, the guy that you played in Yakuza 4. But and then you play as Mojina, whatever, Golgigo or whatever. He's been like a fan favorite for like the whole game, and he's Kiryu Kazuma's best friend and rival. You know him with an eye patch, and he just likes to have a good time. And he's crazy as heck, but you play as him too, and then you play him as let's see, Gordo or Rajan or Roger Gordon or whatever. He's the guy in Yakuza 2. Like, he's the main villain in Yakuza 2. Like, that you fight. He's basically the main villain in Yakuza 2, and he comes back after like 5 years. With this incident and some other motives. Of course, obviously, but you play as him, the Dragon of the East. I think his nickname was called, and then you play. Oh yeah, for him, I'll talk about later. But and then you play as Kazuma Kiryu, for the last part of the game, because you go that Shin guy from Sky Finance for 4 chapters, and then you play as the Majito guy for 4 chapters, and then you play as the Goro guy for 4 chapters, and then you play as Kazuma Kiryu for 4 chapters. So all in all, this game's probably like 16 chapters long. And I'd say the chapters are at least 2 hours long if you're just doing that, because they are pretty long. But so it's a decent sized game. I mean, I just beat it, and I put 35 hours into this game. But that's because I was doing all the side quests, just having fun. Because I'm a huge fan of Yakuza. I'd honestly say this is probably becoming my favorite game franchise, or at least tied with Resident Evil, obviously because of my name. But you play as those four. And let's see, the Shin Akama's guy, his main weapons are handguns. That Goto crazy guy, his main weapon is the shotgun. And then that Gordo guy, he in Yakuza 2, he lost an arm, and he got a replacement as it's freaking huge Gatling gun arm for his main weapon. And then for Kazuma Kiryu, he doesn't really get his main weapon until the very end of the game, but it's like this freaking anti-tank rifle, so it does a lot of damage, it's like 15,000 damage. But that's basically the characters that he plays, what their main weapons are. But basically the virus gets the virus. This one guy named Hachi, he's wearing a cap, and he walks in there in the elevator, goes to the top floor, bites this one guy, and basically infects the Tojo clan, which is Kazuma Kiryu was the fourth chairman, the former fourth chairman of that Tojo clan. So it infects that because one guy was going around the Tojo clan's office infecting people, but that's how it basically got started. It infected this one guy. He fell out the window, and because the first person you play is that Shin guy from Sky Finance, and you play as him, but he falls out the window, and then he starts biting people, and that's basically how it gets started. But as the story progresses, you find out that Tetsuo, or Nagato Tetsuo or whatever, he knows Goto or whatever, but he's like a friend of Goto, or was, like he worked for him, but you find out that the main story is about basically him getting revenge on the Tojo clan, and more specifically Kazuma Kiryu, because when Kazuma Kiryu in Yakuza 2 beat Goro, because in Yakuza 2 Goro and everybody else basically had a big war with the Tojo clan, and Kazuma Kiryu beat him, and basically changed Goro. Like, he's a completely different person than he was in number 2. But the normal guy doesn't like that, because it's like you're in this, you were meant to do more in this life than make octopus, because he's making Takiro, I can't really say it, but he basically making food for a living, and he thinks he's basically worth more. But the neutral guy basically wants revenge on Kazuma Kiryu, because they defeated the Oni clan. That's the clan they were in, Goto and Nijiro or whatever. And he basically wants revenge because he got Goto kicked out and expelled from the Oni clan. And then after Kazuma Kiryu beat him, the Oni clan hasn't been nothing since. But you find out the real plot is this guy named Didi. He's a secret arms dealer, and he basically made the virus, which is called Tauros or whatever. And Nick Duro or whatever basically gave him the money so he could research it and stuff. But the main story in this was that Didi wanted to make this virus, and when you get infected with it, there's no pain at all. You get it feels really good when you're getting turned and dying, because when you're getting turned or dying, your FLSPs or whatever, that one hormone that makes you feel really good, it goes in overdrive. So when you die, it feels really good, or when you get turned, it feels really good. And he wanted to do this because life is, most people in life are down in the dumps, and they're really depressed and stuff. And he wanted to make the zombie virus, so they could be happy without, instead of living a life with misery and stuff. And which is a stupid reason, basically destroy the whole world so they can feel good while they're in zombie form when they die, but basically destroy the whole world. But that's basically the main plot, and I'll explain more of the game in part 2, but this is just part 1 of the Yakuza Dead Cells. But in part 2 I'll explain more. That's basically the main plot though, so...